You are emotionally unsafe. I can't talk to you.
Me? What did I do?
Another man felt safe enough to open up to.
I'm leaving.
I kept staring at the cheap silver spoon on the diner table, trying to ignore how tense Emily looked across from me. You're shaking, I said quietly. Are you okay? She pulled her hands back. Aiden, I need to tell you something. The tone alone made my stomach twist. What happened? She breathed out slowly, eyes darting to the window as if she wanted to run. You're emotionally unsafe for me. I blinked, thinking I misheard. Unsafe? Emily, what does that even mean? I don't feel secure with you anymore. How? I barely raise my voice. I barely even complain. That's the problem, she whispered. You're too quiet. I never know what's going on inside you. I frowned. So now silence is dangerous? It makes me feel trapped. Emily, I said, leaning in. I ask you every day how you're feeling. You shut down, not me. She shook her head. You pressure me without saying anything. That doesn't make sense. It does to me, she muttered. I felt something in my chest crack, but I forced myself to stay calm. Okay, tell me what I did. Give me one example. Her lips trembled. You ask too many questions. I ask how your day was. That's exactly what I mean, she said. You always want something from me. I stared at her. Do you even hear yourself right now? I'm not attacking you, she said quickly. I'm telling you my truth. Your truth. I repeated. Where is this coming from? She looked away again. I've been thinking about it for weeks. A vibration buzzed on the table between us. Her screen lit up. Oliver Hayes, are you still awake? My heart stopped. Emily snatched her phone so fast the salt shaker toppled over. Don't look at that. I swallowed. Why is he messaging you at midnight? He's just a friend. That didn't look like a friend. You're doing it again, she snapped. See? Unsafe. How is asking a question unsafe? You're attacking me with suspicion. I saw his name, Emily. I'm not blind. She tightened her grip on her phone. Can you not make this harder? Are you talking to him? I asked. Just tell me. Stop, she said sharply. You're making me feel cornered. I'm literally sitting still. That's not the point. I leaned back, confused, exhausted, and somehow guilty, though I didn't know for what. So, you practiced this speech? I didn't practice anything. It sounds like you did. It sounds scripted. You're being cruel now. Cruel. I whispered. Emily, I'm trying to understand why you're ending our engagement out of nowhere. I didn't say I'm ending it. You packed half your things. You barely look at me. You tell me I'm unsafe. What am I supposed to think? She wiped her cheek, though no tears had formed. I need space. I need to protect my peace. From me. Yes. The spoon in front of me blurred. Emily, please talk to me, not around me. She stood suddenly. I can't breathe in here. Sit down, I said softly. Please. No, her eyes went cold, completely different from the woman who used to fall asleep on my chest. You're not listening. I am listening, I said. You're just not saying anything real. I told you, she insisted. You're unsafe emotionally. You don't make me feel held. And Oliver does? Her jaw clenched. Leave him out of this. Why? Is he the reason you're doing this? You're controlling the conversation, she said. And that's why we can't work. I stared. I asked one question. That's enough. She grabbed her purse and turned. I stood too. Emily, stop running. Just talk to me. Her eyes flashed with anger. Or was it fear? If I stay, you'll twist my words. Emily, I whispered, I love you. She swallowed hard, but her voice stayed cold. Love isn't enough when I feel unsafe. The door closed behind her, leaving the diner strangely loud with the clatter of dishes and distant conversations. I sat back down slowly, my hands trembling now. For a long time, I couldn't move, couldn't think. Unsafe. The word echoed like a warning I didn't understand. When I finally made it back to my apartment, the silence wrapped around me like a tight fist. Emily's toothbrush was gone. Her sweater was missing from the chair. The framed picture of us from our trip to Maine lay face down on the counter. I picked it up, staring at our smiles. When did you stop trusting me? I whispered into the empty room. My phone buzzed. A message from Emily. I'm staying at my friend's place. Don't text me tonight. I need clarity. I typed, can we please talk, but deleted it. Instead, I sent, okay. Let me know when you're ready. Her reply came fast. Good night. No heart. No warmth. Just distance. I sat down on the edge of the bed and pressed my palms into my eyes. What did I do? I murmured. What made me unsafe? There was no answer, only the hollow sound of my own breathing and a growing certainty that something had already broken long before tonight. And for the first time, I felt the beginning of a truth I didn't want to face. Something wasn't wrong with me. Something was wrong with us. And maybe with her. I woke up to the cold side of the bed, and for a second, I reached out for Emily out of habit. My hand hit nothing but a dent in the mattress and an empty space that used to smell like her perfume. I sat up, staring at the spot where her pillow should have been. She really left, I whispered to myself. Her shoes were gone. Her sweater. Her charger. Even the stupid pink mug she loved more than me. I walked into the living room slowly, almost afraid of what I'd find missing next. The silence felt heavier than last night. Why does it feel like I'm the one who did something wrong? I murmured. My phone buzzed. A message from Ryan. Heard something happened. You awake? I called him immediately. Yeah, I'm awake, I said as soon as he picked up. His voice sharpened. What did she do? She said I'm emotionally unsafe. He paused. She what? She left. Packed half her stuff. Didn't even look at me this morning. What the hell does emotionally unsafe even mean? I rubbed the back of my neck. Apparently I make her feel trapped. Bro, you barely even talk. You're like the calmest guy I know. That's what I thought, I said with a weak laugh. But she made it sound like silence is violence. Ryan sighed. Okay, tell me everything. So I did. I told him about the diner, the shaking hands, the cold voice, the message from Oliver. He didn't react until I said Oliver's name. Then he groaned loudly. Dude, someone else is in her head. I froze. No, don't say that. Aiden, come on. Emily's been weird for months. Remember when she suddenly started talking about healthy distance? I remembered. I remembered every moment too clearly. Self-care boundaries, I repeated. Yeah, she said she needed space to grow. Ryan snorted. Space to grow into someone else's arms, maybe. That's not fair, I muttered, though my chest tightened. Emily isn't that kind of person. People aren't that kind of person until they are. I paced the room. She kept saying she needed alone time. She'd cancel dates last minute. She'd hide her phone whenever I walked in. She changed her passwords without telling me. Dude, I know, I whispered. I know how it sounds now. Ryan hesitated. Did she ever talk about this Oliver guy before? Not directly, I said. But she used to mention someone from her workplace. He listens to everyone, she said. He makes people feel safe. Ryan laughed dryly. And then she tells you you're unsafe? Wow. I stopped pacing. Maybe I missed the signs. Maybe I wasn't enough for her. Maybe I didn't make her feel appreciated. Stop, he said firmly. You blaming yourself is exactly how she kept control of the story. I'm not blaming her, I said weakly. You should at least blame her actions. This isn't on you. I leaned my head against the wall. But she always said I'm distant. Maybe she's right. She said that after she met Oliver, Ryan snapped. You think that's a coincidence? I closed my eyes. I wanted to believe she loved me. She did, he said. But she also wanted more attention, and the second she found someone who gave it, she rewrote your whole relationship in her head. I swallowed hard. Why didn't I see it? Because you trusted her. The words hit like a punch. I replayed months of moments. Emily turning her phone upside down whenever it buzzed. Emily telling me she was too tired to talk. Emily saying she didn't feel emotionally supported, after nights when I literally held her while she cried. Every memory felt twisted now, like the truth had been hiding behind them this whole time. Ryan, I said slowly, do you think she emotionally left me before she actually did? He didn't hesitate. Yes. I sank onto the couch. So I've been alone for months and didn't even know. No, he said. You weren't alone. You were trying. She wasn't. I rubbed my eyes. I still love her. That's normal, he said gently. But loving someone doesn't mean you ignore reality. I stared at the floor. What if she comes back? What if she doesn't? I didn't answer. I couldn't. Ryan sighed. Listen, you didn't cause this. She checked out first. You just didn't see it because you believed her excuses. I swallowed the lump in my throat. I should have seen the signs. Maybe, he said softly. But she should have been honest. I sat there for a long time after the call ended, staring at the empty spaces she left behind. And for the first time, suspicion started to feel heavier than guilt. Like maybe the truth was never about me at all. Maybe it was about who she found instead. I told myself I was only going to Emily's old apartment to drop off her last box. Nothing more. No fights. No begging. Just closure. But the moment I reached her building and saw a man walking out of the front door, buttoning his half-open shirt, everything inside me froze. He looked up and smirked a little. "You must be Aiden." My chest tightened. "Who are you?" "Oliver," he said casually, like the name should mean nothing. "Emily's friend." "Friend. Right." I swallowed hard. "Why are you here?" He shrugged. "Why are you here?" "I'm dropping off her things," I muttered. "She asked me to." "Well," he said while adjusting his collar, "you're a bit late. I already helped her with a lot." The way he said it made my stomach twist. "Where is she?" "She'll be down in a second." He leaned against the railing. "You know, she talks about you a lot." "Does she?" My voice cracked. "Yeah," he said. "She said being with you felt like walking on eggshells." That hurt more than the diner conversation. "She told me I was emotionally unsafe." He laughed lightly. "Yeah, she told me that too." Before I could respond, the door opened again. Emily stepped out. Her hair was messy. Her shirt was wrinkled. She looked like she had been crying, or maybe she hadn't slept. But she wouldn't meet my eyes. "Emily," I whispered. "Can we talk?" She stiffened. "I didn't expect you so early." "I texted you," I said. "I didn't check my phone." A lie. I could hear it in her voice. Oliver took a step closer to her, like he needed to mark territory. "I'll be by the car," he said, but he didn't move until Emily nodded. She finally looked at me. Very briefly. "What did you want to talk about?" I pointed at the box in my hands. "Just dropping this off." "Thank you," she said quietly. "Emily," I asked, "is he the reason you left?" "No," she said too fast. "I left because I didn't feel safe with you." I tried to breathe normally. "When did that start?" She looked away. "It doesn't matter." "It matters to me," I said. "Did I hurt you in any way?" "No," she whispered. "Did I yell? Threaten you? Push you? Anything?" "No," she repeated. "Then why say I'm unsafe?" She hugged herself. "Because I never felt held." I blinked. "Held? Emily, every time you cried, I was." "You were there physically," she interrupted, "but not emotionally. I asked you every day what you were feeling." "That's not the same," she snapped. I exhaled. "So explain it. Just once. Please." She hesitated, then spoke so quietly it sounded like a confession. "Oliver makes me feel safe. You never did." The words cut straight through me. "Emily," my voice shook. "You were seeing him before you left, weren't you?" She didn't answer. Her silence said everything. Oliver called from behind me. "You good, Em?" She flinched, not at his voice, but at the nickname. I turned slowly. "She's talking to me." "Yeah, and I'm talking to you," he said with a half-smirk. "She doesn't owe you anything." Emily stepped between us. "Stop, both of you." I stared at her. "Just tell me the truth. Did you leave because of him?" She swallowed hard. "I left because I couldn't breathe with you." "That's not the truth," I whispered. "That's the script you used to justify him." She winced. "Aiden, don't make this ugly." "I'm not trying to," I said. "I'm trying to understand why you chose him over me." Her eyes watered, but she forced a cold tone. "Because with him, I feel safe. With you, I feel judged." "I never judged you," I said. "You judged yourself," she replied. "And I had to carry it." "I loved you," I whispered. She looked away. "I know. And that wasn't enough?" "It wasn't the right kind," she said. "Not for me." Oliver called again. "Em, come on." She stepped back. "I have to go." I reached out instinctively, but stopped myself before my hand even got halfway. She saw the movement and still flinched, like she expected me to grab her. My heart cracked in a way I didn't know was possible. "You really think I'd ever hurt you?" "I don't know what to think anymore," she murmured. Oliver walked over and placed a hand on her back. "Let's go." The gesture was small, but intimate enough to burn. She let him guide her past me. I stepped aside because I wasn't going to fight for someone who already made her choice. As she walked away, she whispered without facing me, "Please don't contact me again. I need to heal." I almost laughed. Heal from me? Or heal with him? I didn't say anything. Words were useless now. I just stood there, holding the last box of her things, feeling like the world had slipped out from under me. Not because she chose someone else, but because she blamed me for the choice she had already made long before tonight. For the first time, I felt something shift inside me. Not rage, not revenge. Just a quiet, shattered acceptance. She didn't leave because I was unsafe. She left because I wasn't him. I didn't leave my apartment for days. Then days turned into weeks. I barely slept. When I did, I woke up feeling heavier. I'd stand in the shower and wonder when my chest stopped feeling like mine. One night, Ryan called again. I ignored it. He called 5 more times. I still ignored it. When he texted, "Bro, you need to talk to someone," I stared at the message for 10 minutes before putting my phone face down. I didn't want help. I wanted answers. Answers from a woman who had already rewritten me as the villain. One morning, after crying out of nowhere for the 3rd time, I grabbed my keys and drove to my sister Chloe's place. She opened the door with raised eyebrows. "Aiden, you look terrible." "Good to see you too," I muttered. She stepped aside. "Come in before you scare the neighbors." I dropped onto her couch as she handed me a glass of water. "So," she said, crossing her arms, "are you ready to tell me what's going on?" I rubbed my face. "Emily left me." Chloe nodded slowly. "Yeah, I figured, but not the details." "She said I'm emotionally unsafe," I whispered. Chloe snorted. "Oh, please. It's not funny," I said. "She meant it." "No," Chloe replied. "She meant to hurt you." "That's different." I shook my head. "Chloe, maybe she's right. Maybe I was distant. Maybe I didn't give her enough." She sat across from me. "Aiden, look at me." I looked up reluctantly. "She didn't leave you because you're unsafe," she said. "She left because you're easy to blame." Her words hit hard, cutting through the fog in my head. "What do you mean?" "She cheated," Chloe said bluntly. "Or at least emotionally. Women don't move on that fast. You know that." I swallowed. "I found Oliver at her apartment." Chloe raised a brow. "Shocker. She said he made her feel safe." "She says that now," Chloe replied. "But wait until he stops giving her attention. People like her always look for someone to blame." I didn't answer. I just stared at my hands, feeling ashamed of how broken they looked. Chloe leaned back. "So what else happened?" I hesitated. "She's telling people things about me." "What kind of things?" "That I was emotionally damaging, manipulative, controlling." Chloe's eyes widened. "Are you serious?" "Yes," I whispered. "A mutual friend messaged me asking if I ever isolated her." "That's ridiculous," she said sharply. "She isolated you." "I know," I said, voice cracking. "But people believe her." Chloe shook her head. "Aiden, listen. People like Emily don't face their mistakes. They rewrite the story so they never look bad." "Why me?" I asked quietly. "Why make me the villain?" "Because you won't fight back," Chloe said. "You never do. You apologize even when you're hurting." Something in my chest twitched, pain mixed with recognition. She softened her tone. "You gave her stability. Oliver gives her validation. Guess which one feels more exciting to someone who avoids responsibility?" I dropped my face into my hands. Maybe I should have fought for her. "No," Chloe said immediately. "You should fight for yourself." Her voice cut clean through my guilt. We sat there in silence for a moment until she added, "You're allowed to be angry." "I'm not angry," I lied. "You're heartbroken," she corrected. "And you're blaming yourself because it's easier than admitting she used you." I didn't respond. I couldn't, because the truth was finally cracking open inside me. When I got home that night, I opened my laptop and scrolled through old conversations with Emily. Messages of me checking on her. "Are you okay? Do you need anything? Talk to me when you're ready." Her replies were short. "I'm tired. Busy. Stop asking me things." I stared at them for a long time, whispering, "How did I make you unsafe?" Then I found something I'd forgotten, a chat from months ago where she said, "You're too patient. It makes me feel guilty." I reread it 5 times. That was it. Not anger. Not danger. Guilt. She blamed me because she needed to escape the weight of her own choices. I leaned back, letting out a breath I'd been holding for weeks. "Chloe was right," I whispered. "You didn't leave because of me. You left because you couldn't face yourself." For the first time since she walked away, something inside me shifted. Not fully healed, not whole, but clearer. And I realized I didn't want to break anymore. I wanted to break open. Not for her. For me. I didn't wake up healed one day. That's not how it works. But little by little, I started pulling myself back together. Therapy helped. Exercise helped. Even applying for a new position at work made me feel like my life wasn't stuck in the same loop anymore. One morning after a session, Ryan called me. "Good news or bad news first?" I sighed. "Bad. Emily and Oliver are fighting. Like a lot." I paused mid-step. "Why are you telling me this?" "Because you deserve to know you weren't the problem." I exhaled slowly. "What happened?" Apparently Oliver's jealous. Like the real possessive type. Checks her phone. Gets mad if she talks to male coworkers. The guy's a walking red flag. I rubbed my jaw. But he made her feel safe, right? Ryan snorted. Safe until he started acting like a guard dog. I didn't respond. A piece of me felt vindicated, but another part just felt tired. You okay? He asked. Yeah, I said quietly. I'm getting there. He hesitated. You know she asked about you. What? I stopped walking. Mutual friend said Emily wanted to know how you're doing. Why? No clue. Maybe her perfect prince is cracking. I shook my head. I don't care anymore. Liar, Ryan said gently. But you don't have to care the same way. After the call, I sat in my car for a moment, breathing deeply. It felt strange knowing she was thinking about me. Strange and unfair. A few days later, I saw her. I wasn't even looking for her. I walked into a small cafe near work, and there she was, Emily, sitting at a corner table, hands wrapped around a cup like she needed it to stay upright. She looked nothing like the confident woman who once told me I wasn't enough. Her hair was tied loosely, shadows under her eyes, lips trembling like she'd been crying. She noticed me instantly. Her eyes widened. Aiden, hi. I froze, then nodded. Emily, can we talk? She asked. Just for a minute. I didn't sit. Not yet. About what? She swallowed. Please. I sighed and took the seat across from her. Okay. What's going on? She stared at her hands. I know you probably don't want to hear from me. Then why talk to me? Because, she hesitated. Things haven't been easy. With Oliver? I asked. Her jaw tightened. I didn't say that. You didn't have to, I said softly. You look tired. She gave a small, shaky laugh. I guess I haven't been sleeping well. Why not? She looked up, meeting my eyes for the first time. Can you not ask me questions like that? I leaned back. Emily, you asked me to talk. I'm listening. She tried to smile, but it cracked almost instantly. You're different. I'm trying to be, I said. There was a long silence. Then she whispered, I miss talking to you. I inhaled slowly. You said I was unsafe. What is this now? Her lips trembled. I didn't mean it like that. You said I made you feel trapped. I was stressed. You said Oliver made you feel safe. Her breath caught. Aiden, things aren't as perfect as I thought. So I've heard, I said. She winced. People are talking? People talk when you accuse your ex of being emotionally damaging. Her eyes widened. Is that still going around? You started it, I said. Why are you surprised? I didn't mean for it to spread like that. But it did, I said. And you knew what you were saying. She fell silent again. Finally, she whispered, I'm sorry. For what? For everything. I sighed. Emily, stop. Don't say things you don't mean. I do mean it, she said quickly. I was confused. I thought Oliver understood me better than you did. But what? He gets angry so fast, she said in a small voice. He checks my phone. He hates when I go out without him. I raised my hand gently. Emily, that's not something I need to hear. But I want to explain. For what? I asked again. For leaving me? For blaming me? For calling me unsafe so you could run to him? She shut her eyes. I was wrong. I nodded slowly. Yeah, you were. And you're so calm, she whispered. How are you so calm about everything? Because I broke already, I said. This is just what comes after. She looked at me like she wanted to reach across the table, but I didn't move. Aiden, could we ever? No, I said gently but firmly. We can't. Tears formed in her eyes. I didn't think you'd ever say no to me. That's the problem, I replied. She stared at the table as if the world had just tipped over. And in that moment, I realized something. Their perfect love wasn't perfect. But my peace, finally, was beginning to grow. I was leaving work when my phone buzzed nonstop. 5 missed calls. All from Emily. I hesitated before answering the 6th. Her voice cracked the moment I said hello. Aiden, please don't hang up. I froze. Emily? What's wrong? She was crying, really crying this time. Can you meet me? Please. I don't know who else to call. Against my better judgment, I agreed. When I arrived at the park bench she mentioned, she was already there, hugging her knees like a lost child. She looked even worse than the last time I saw her. Eyes red, makeup smeared, hands shaking. I sat down slowly. What happened? She swallowed hard. It's Oliver. I stared straight ahead. I figured. He's not who I thought he was, she whispered. Most people aren't. She winced at my tone. Can you at least listen? I sighed. Go ahead. She wiped her cheeks. He checks my phone every hour. He gets angry when I talk to anyone. He lies about everything. He screams at me over the smallest things, then apologizes like nothing happened. I said nothing. Emily looked at me, desperate. He told me you were trying to turn people against me. I never said anything, I replied. He said you wanted revenge. I didn't want anything from you, I said. Not after the way you left. She flinched. Aiden, I'm sorry. For what? I asked. Saying I was unsafe? Leaving without explanation? Running to him? For all of it, she whispered. I was scared to admit the truth. What truth? She hesitated, then whispered a sentence that sliced right through me. I said you were unsafe because I didn't want to admit. I was the one who betrayed you first. My chest tightened. So you lied. I panicked, she cried. I didn't want people to know I emotionally cheated before things ended. I didn't want to look like the villain. So you made me the villain. She buried her face in her hands. I'm so sorry. I felt anger, sadness, confusion, but strangely, none of it felt as heavy as it used to. Maybe because I was finally seeing her clearly. Emily, I said softly, why tell me all this now? Because I need you, she whispered. Everything is falling apart. I don't feel safe with him. I don't know who he is anymore. I shook my head. I'm not your safety net. I'm not asking for that, she said quickly. I miss who we were. We aren't those people anymore. She reached for my hand, but I moved it away. Aiden, please, she said. Can we at least try to fix things? Fix what? I asked. The relationship you ended? The image you destroyed? Or the trust you burned? She trembled. I didn't know he would turn out like this. Then why did you choose him? He made me feel seen, she whispered. He said everything I wanted to hear. He made me believe you weren't enough. And you believed him. Yes, she said quietly. I exhaled. Emily, you didn't just replace me. You rewrote me as a threat. You hurt me in ways I didn't even have words for. Tears streamed down her cheeks. I know, and I don't deserve forgiveness. But I'm asking anyway. I shook my head slowly. Emily, I can't carry your guilt. Not anymore. She covered her face again, crying harder. I ruined everything. I didn't disagree. When I stood up, she grabbed my sleeve. Please don't go. I gently removed her hand. I hope you find clarity. But I'm not your way out. Her voice broke. So that's it. That's it. I walked away, her sobs echoing behind me, each step feeling lighter than the last. I thought that was the end. It wasn't. The next day at work, while I was heading to the elevator, someone shouted my name. When I turned, Oliver was storming down the hallway toward me, eyes wild, security trailing behind him. You think you can steal her back? He shouted. I blinked. What are you talking about? You think you're better than me? He yelled. She keeps talking about you, crying about you, calling your name. I didn't ask her to, I said calmly. Liar, he roared, shoving me backward. Security rushed forward, grabbing his arms as he fought them. She's mine. Stay away from her. They dragged him toward the exit as he kept screaming. Coworkers stared. People whispered. The building went silent. I just stood there, stunned. One security guard approached me. You okay? Yeah, I said quietly. I'm fine. But inside, something shifted again. Not pain, not confusion. Just clarity. That night, I got a text from a mutual friend. Emily had a breakdown outside her office today. Everyone saw Oliver screaming at her. People know the truth now. I stared at the message for a long time. The woman who once called me unsafe was now the one being publicly destroyed by the man she chose over me. Karma wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was slow, inevitable, precise. For the first time since she left, I felt no anger. Only relief that her truth had finally arrived. Too late for us, but right on time for me. I thought Emily would stop reaching out after everything that happened with Oliver. She didn't. A week later, she showed up outside my apartment building, standing by the entrance like she wasn't sure she deserved to be there. Aiden, she said softly when I walked up. Can we talk? Just one more time. I took a slow breath. About what? About us, she whispered. There is no us. She winced but didn't move. Please, I'm not here to beg. I just want to explain. You already did, I said. You told me you lied. You told me why. What else is there? She hesitated. I want to fix what I broke. I stared at her for a moment, letting her words sink in. She looked small, smaller than I'd ever seen her, like the truth had taken pieces from her. Emily, I said quietly, you can't fix what you chose to destroy. Her eyes filled instantly. I know I hurt you. But can't we at least talk like two people who loved each other once? We can talk, I said, but it won't change anything. We moved to the small bench near the entrance. She kept fidgeting with her sleeves. I sat still. After a deep breath, she began. I was wrong about everything. About you. About him. About myself. I didn't respond. She continued, voice shaky. You didn't lose me because you weren't enough. You lost me because I lied. Because I couldn't admit what I did. I turned to her slowly. You didn't lose me because Oliver was better. You lost me because you lied. She broke instantly, covering her mouth as tears spilled out. I hate myself for that. You don't have to hate yourself, I said. You just have to live with the consequences. She shook her head. I don't want this to be the consequence. I don't want to lose you forever. You already did, I said gently. The moment you chose to blame me for your guilt. She looked up through tears. Can't we rebuild? Start over? I'll do therapy. I'll take responsibility. No, I said, my voice calm but firm. I'm not walking back into a fire I finally stepped out of. She sobbed harder. I ruined everything good in my life. I didn't comfort her this time. That wasn't my role anymore. When she could finally speak again, she whispered, Do you hate me? No, I said honestly. If I hated you, I'd still be tied to you. I'm not. She looked stunned. You sound different. I am, I said. Because losing you forced me to find myself. She wiped her cheeks. I miss who you were. I don't, I replied. I like who I'm becoming. She stared at me as if hearing a language she didn't understand. So there's no chance? Not even a small one. I shook my head. Emily, you didn't just break my heart. You rewired my self-worth. You made me question every part of myself. And I let you. But I'm not letting you do that again. She whispered, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know, I said. And I hope you grow from this. I hope you find peace. But I can't be part of your healing. I'm standing in my own now. Her voice cracked. I wish I had realized everything sooner. Your truth arrived too late, I said softly. She looked at me one last time, eyes swollen, voice weak. Goodbye, Aiden. Goodbye, Emily. She walked away slowly, turning back once, as if hoping I'd stop her. I didn't. And for the first time, it didn't hurt. That night, I sat on my bed with my phone in my hand, scrolling through old photos of us. Our smiles, our trips, our moments. All of them felt like memories belonging to a different version of me. Ryan texted me. You okay? Need anything? I replied. I'm good. Really good. He sent a thumbs-up emoji followed by, Proud of you, man. I set my phone down and stared at the final photo. Me and Emily on the beach, her leaning into me like she'd never leave. I tapped the delete button. The confirmation popped up. Delete photo. I whispered to myself, I'm safe with myself now. Then I hit delete all. It didn't feel like erasing the past. It felt like honoring the man I had finally become. A man who knew his worth. A man who understood that love isn't proven by suffering. A man who learned that anyone can love you when it's easy, but very few stay when things get hard. Emily didn't stay, but I stayed with myself. And that mattered more than anything she ever gave or took from me. I lay back, breathing deeper than I had in months. My heart wasn't heavy anymore. My mind wasn't confused. My life wasn't paused around someone who no longer defined it. I wasn't the version of Aiden who begged for answers, or blamed himself for someone else's choices, or believed he wasn't enough. I was the version who survived it, the version who grew, the version who chose peace over pain. And as the room fell quiet, I allowed myself a small smile. I didn't win her back. I didn't need to. I won myself.